The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the opinions of the staff or management of Visionary-related entertainment.
Aloha and welcome to Maui Nonprofit Notes, where each week on this show you'll find us talking story with Maui's nonprofit executive directors and staff to find out how they're working to support those with needs within our community. Maui Nonprofit Notes is generously sponsored by Pacific Source. If you're building or remodeling a home, please stop by Pacific Source's cabinet and appliance showroom located in the Waikapu Bayshard. I'm Susie Tiemann, Executive Director of Lokahi Pacific, and your host for Maui Nonprofit Notes. During this hour, we share some of the experiences of our nonprofit agencies and just how they are changing lives, changing communities, and creating miracles of hope for those with needs. And today we're going to start off the show talking with Anthony Acosta, who's the Director of Development for the Maui AIDS Foundation. Hi, Anthony.
Hi, Susie.
Pleasure to have you back again.
Thanks for having me back. Good to be here.
Hey, you guys have got so much going on. I just, one quick look at, well, you can't take a quick look at your website. There's just too much happening. And you cover so many different areas, really.
We do, yeah. We've been expanding quite a bit as of recently in terms of programming, access to testing, in terms of new programs with regard to medication for HIV prevention. So we've been very busy across the way.
And it's all good.
And it's all great.
Oh, it's all great. Better than good. Yeah. It's great. That's wonderful. Now, one of the key questions that a lot of people I have heard talking say, okay, a few years ago, they came up with a drug to help those with HIV, AIDS, not HIV, but AIDS, so that they could live longer and help sustain a somewhat normal life. When is the cure?
When is the cure? That's a good question. I think a lot of folks are trying to race towards that cure. I think that happens in steps, and one of the biggest steps that they've recently taken was introducing a new once-a-day pill that prevents HIV transmission up to 98.99%.
Wow.
That pill's called Truvada. You may have heard of that. But this once-a-day pill is an additional way to protect yourself from the transmission of HIV, which is important for folks who may be injection drug users, folks who may be partners of HIV-positive people. It's also great for folks who may be, engaged in risky behavior. So in a lot of ways, we're advancing in terms of protection with the hopes of eventually there being a cure.
Gotcha. So it's the keeping from getting,
right,
that we're working the hardest on, because that if you don't get it, then you don't need a cure. Well, that was pretty simple. Hello, duh, Susie. But for those who have it, I mean, there have been some great strides in the medicines that they can take to maintain a fairly normal life.
Absolutely, yeah. Medication is regularly being, better and better. In terms of side effects being less harmful to the body. Also combining drugs so that folks aren't having to take 10 pills a day. They can take it in 1 or 2 pills. So they are making the medication for HIV positive folks best as they can.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what, I kind of think I ask this every time I have you on, but are we winning the battle or losing it? Are we making real strides towards having it more under control, so to speak? It sounds like this new pill is a big step.
I like to think that we are. I like to think that we are in control and we are taking strides and making improvements to, access to testing, access to education, medication, linkage to care for folks. So I'd agree with you.
Good. That's a positive sign.
Yes.
Because for so long, it was just the numbers were growing without a lot of hope for many of them. But what I'm hearing today, I think, is very positive, because that's just a great option for people who live a lifestyle that would put them in that situation.
Absolutely. Yeah. The antiviral medication that you're talking about, it suppresses the HIV viral load. So these folks who are living with HIV, their viral loads are undetectable, which essentially means that the virus is under control, that they can't transmit that virus to somebody else, which is excellent. Ultimately, we'd like to get to what you were mentioning earlier, a cure where that, is something that we can eradicate with medication and folks don't have to stay on medicine for the rest of their lives. But as of now, with new medication advancements, with Truvada, the once-a-day pill that I was mentioning earlier, things are getting better. And
Good.
That's kind of the trajectory we're on at Maui AIDS Foundation. I think nationally, many HIV organizations are feeling the budget cuts with regard to healthcare, specifically HIV prevention and outreach. But ultimately, our goals have stayed the same.
I see.
Yeah.
Now, the one of the things that you talk about, we mentioned, I think, earlier, was in addition to this, taking this pill, there are other things people should be doing and have been doing over the years to try to prevent.
Absolutely.
You want to follow up with that? I mean, this is a pill, but now you should also still do some of those other things.
Sure. Yeah. When we talk about prevention, we definitely want to emphasize the education. The more that you can educate yourself about how STDs, STIs, HIV are transmitted, the more you can protect yourself, the more confident you can feel in the decisions that you're making. In addition to the education, we also like to advocate for testing. So getting tested regularly if you're engaging in sexual behavior. We offer free testing here at Maui AIDS Foundation in Wailuku. We've also started free testing at Paia Community Center every second and fourth Wednesday from 9 to 12. And we've also just recently secured a location in Lahaina to do free testing there on the first and third Thursday from 10 to 2. So testing for us is incredibly important, and we are trying to make testing as accessible for as many people as possible, and meeting them in their towns or their neighborhoods instead of them having to come seek us. We really want to be an advocate for the community.
Did you mention Hana and Molokai as well?
In
that list you just talked about?
I did not.
Okay.
We do test in both of those places. However, the frequency of us getting up there is challenging, specifically because of resources that make that
I got
happen.
you. Okay.
Having a location, somewhere that's confidential, having the financial resources to get staff there. So we do test there. It's usually 1 to 2 times a year. But if folks have specific questions about getting tested in Hana or Molokai, they can call Maui AIDS Foundation and they can get them hooked up with an appointment.
Okay, and that number is 242-4900.
Correct.
Very good. We'll say that several times during the show. Now, in this testing, this is all anonymous, right? As far as the public is, or any records?
It's actually confidential. It's
Confidential.
not
There we
anonymous.
go. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the word I wanted.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So the difference between confidential and anonymous testing is confidential, your name and some of the demographic information about yourself is attached to your results. Anonymous testing, you're given a number and you're identified by that number, and there is no personal information exchanged. So we only do confidential testing at Maui AIDS Foundation. It is free testing. We don't only test for HIV, we also offer free hepatitis C and free syphilis testing. Tests usually last about 20 minutes. You're in a very private room with one of our expert testers, answering a couple questions, having a little blood drawn, and your results are generally ready in about 20 minutes.
Wow, so you're right on the spot.
Right on the spot.
No sleepless night waiting for the results.
No sleepless nights waiting for the results. Yeah.
Now, as I recall, there was a time when you did the initial test, and then was recommended that you come back at a certain point and redo the test just to be positive, or not to be positive. That's terrible, but to be sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, so I think you're referring to the window period. So if I came in to get tested today and my test results were negative for HIV, they would encourage me to come back in about 3 months because there's a window period where an STI or HIV can transmit from 3 weeks to 3 months into the bloodstream. So if you get tested and it's negative, it's always good to come back for follow-up testing after a 3-month period, just to be sure if that's the peace of mind that you need for yourself.
Very good. Okay, so within 90 days, you know
Absolutely.
that you're free and clear, and then you can have your good sleep.
Right.
So I'm always curious about Hep C, because that's a big one that's talked about, and I know of a few people who, in a certain age group, have had incidences of Hep C. They didn't even know they had it, and something happened, and it kind of led to their demise because they didn't know about it and didn't do anything about it. Can you give us a little more on the Hep C and how it's how you attract it or how you get it?
Sure. Hepatitis C is transmitted through blood. So any exchange of blood between two people, there is a potential for hepatitis C transmission. With the populations that we see, that's generally transmitted through injection drug use, also tattoos, any kind of scarring in the mouth or other parts of your body during sex, where there might be a potential for blood, is where Hep C can become involved.
I see.
Yeah.
And there's really no physical signs that you have it for some time? Is that right?
You're right. Generally, there aren't. A few, the typical nausea, headache, lack of focus, or just not feeling yourself, which are kind of general for a lot of other things.
Right.
So hepatitis C is often not the first thing that you would think about. We do, in addition to offer free testing, offer linkage to medical treatment. So we encourage folks, if you think that there's been a transmission of blood, come and see us. We'll get you tested. If there is, we can get you the medication and take care of that, right away.
I see.
Yeah.
So, but now it can live within you without you paying any attention to it, and is almost like it's dormant.
Right.
Is that right?
So if it goes untreated, Hep C can have really problematic issues on your health in terms of your immune system, in terms of mental health. It kind of ravishes the body at a certain point. So it's like I was saying, the importance of getting tested if you think that there's been that sort of exchange is really, really
Right.
important, because the longer you wait and that disease is dormant in your body, the more negative effect it's going to have on your health.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And so when there's an age group that I sometimes hear related to Hep C, where it's maybe more prevalent and I can't remember now what it is. I'm thinking 40 to 60 years old or something. No, that's not in the records anyway. It's an ad I heard on TV or something.
Interesting.
If you're such and such an age, you might want to be tested for it just in case. And that's probably a drug manufacturer who's advertising that.
I generally tell folks, if you've never been tested for Hep C, it's always a good idea to get tested, whether you think it may have been transmitted or not. Of course, you have to be either engaging in sexual behavior, tattoos, injection drug use, anything, blood transfusion, anything where there's blood being,
Right.
invited into the bloodstream.
And the blood transfusion, years ago, there were issues with both HIV, Hep C, and several things because those were things that weren't being tested for. Is that right? Now all the blood has been tested, and anytime you get one, a transfusion, it's safe.
Right.
And so that's a great weight lifted off of everyone's minds.
So to answer your question, I do think that if you're, in your 50s or 60s and you've never been tested for Hep C, it might be a good idea to get tested.
Right.
But I encourage folks in their teens, 20s, 30s, if you've engaged in one of those behaviors, it's a good idea to get tested.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I know that, again, going back to that period where blood transfusions were questionable, that may be where this age thing comes in. Because they could have had surgeries or something back 30 years ago, and this could be living within them without them knowing it. Cool.
I think
that's not
potentially,
cool.
yeah.
It's bad. Okay.
But making those connections and
right.
understanding that I think is important.
Right.
That's the kind of education that we're trying to make available to everybody.
Is there a cure for Hep C?
There is medication that you can take to
Okay.
cure Hep C.
We got to take a short break. We'll be right back, and we'll talk a little more.
Aloha from Pacific Source, and thank you for your support over the years. Pacific Source has offered more of what builders and homeowners value most in building materials and cabinet design. We've done this by offering superior customer service and products, as well as by designing kitchens and baths that are intelligent and elegant while staying true to your vision and budget. Visit our showroom in Waikapu in central Maui, where we display a variety of cabinets as well as top-name appliances like Sub-Zero, Wolf, Viking, KitchenAid, and more. We display countertops, tile and wood flooring, and several brands of windows and doors, including Fleetwood multi-slides and La Cantina folding doors. Come in and talk to our designers about making your dreams become a reality. From concept to completion, we really believe our attention to detail and superior service are what sets us apart. Let us show you what we mean. We are a Pacific Source at 515 East Oahe Way in the Consolidated Base Yard in Waikapu, just off Waiko Road. Call us at 986-0380. That's 986-0380, or look us up online at packsource.com.
Let's see. And we are back. This is Maui Nonprofit Notes, the weekly radio show where we talk story with our nonprofit executive directors and their staff about what they're doing in their part of the community. And when I say in their part of the community, each of the nonprofits have kind of a different, they have a different focus, they have a different clientele. Right now we're talking with Anthony Acosta, who's a development director for Maui AIDS Foundation. And we've been talking about Hep C. We talked about HIV. We've talked about AIDS. He's told us about this new pill that's out. That hopefully,
Truvada.
Truvada. What a name.
Yeah. Or the blue pill. It's a blue pill.
It's the blue pill.
Yeah. If
Okay.
you call it the blue pill, people will know what you're referencing.
Well, it sounds like it's the miracle pill.
For a lot of folks, it's a lifesaver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's fabulous. And then let's just kind of round out your half of the hour with some things on what you're doing, prevention, outreach, and you've got a big anniversary coming up.
Sure, yeah. Our prevention and outreach team has been incredibly busy with our LGBT youth program, Empowered, as well as raising funds to try to secure more tests for syphilis and hepatitis C. Because of that, we've been hosting several fundraisers. We had a very successful one last night at Flatbread in Paia. June 20th, we're kicking off for one day only a Pizza Hut fundraiser, where 25% of statewide sales from Pizza Hut. So every Pizza Hut in the state of Hawaii is participating in this fundraiser. And for one night only, 25% of all of those sales will go back to Maui AIDS Foundation, specifically the youth program.
Wow. How did you manage the statewide?
We have to thank our prevention director, Chastity,
Yeah?
for her hard work in finding that opportunity and getting us involved. We're really hoping to knock it out of the park. And if we actually reach $400 or more in sales that night, then we're eligible to participate all the way up to the end of the year, December of 2017. So that's really what our goal is.
I see.
But in order to get there, we need everybody's help. June 20th, Tuesday. You could visit our website, www.mauiaids.org, for more information. There's the free coupon there that you can download with information on how to place your order. And it's essentially that easy.
And the caveat there is that the coupon is required. You cannot just call in and say, I want the deal with Maui AIDS.
Right. Thank you, Susie. Yeah. So the coupon is required that you can get free from our website. And the coupon does have instructions on it that you want to pay close attention to. It's relatively easy. It's just placing any order like you otherwise would, but just saying this is a pizza order night that you're placing. You have to use that specific language in order for us to get the money. And all of that information's on the website. So
Cool.
If you have any questions, you can find out there.
Yeah. One night only.
Night only.
What's the night considered? What time? We talking 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock to closing?
That is a great
on the
question.
coupon?
I think that information is on the coupon. I would suspect it starts at 5. But I'd encourage everybody to go check
Right.
out the website. That would have the specific information that you can find.
Wow, what a great way. I mean, it's just, if you're buying pizza anyway, share the wealth with Maui AIDS.
I'm thinking if you have any, staff meetings that day, if there are any like off-site events that you're going to, any sports games, heading to the beach. I mean, there's essentially every activity qualifies for like a pizza party. So why not? I'm thinking, why not just make it like a pizza party?
There you
just make
go.
everything a pizza party that day, and
Right.
Give back to Maui AIDS.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've heard of Pizza Hut doing this. Do they do it for other nonprofits
I
as well?
suspect they may.
Interesting.
I think Chastity worked hard on
Yeah.
getting connected to this opportunity. So I'm not sure. But we're very grateful for them and their support.
Hey, just having the opportunity. I mean, it's up to you guys to promote it, I would think.
Right.
They're not going to be promoting it themselves because they'd have to do that for whoever
Right.
gets on this program.
Right.
But if you can get out there and, well, since you're in our building, you could buy pizza for all of us for that night.
You got it.
Oh, hey, did everybody hear that? Okay, my staff, are you listening?
You got it, Susie.
Wonderful idea. I like deals like that where it's something you're going to buy anyway, and it's not you're not going out of your way. You're
Right.
not adding to the cost of anything for anybody. It's just that a percentage of the proceeds are going to come back to you guys. That's great. I love those kind of fundraisers.
Yeah, I mean, and you can't go wrong with pizza.
Exactly.
know.
Exactly. Okay, so now your big 30th anniversary. What do we got?
Yeah, so this year's our 30th anniversary. Maui AIDS Foundation has been providing these services for Maui County for 30 years. So one of the things that we want to do as an organization is give back to the community. So although we're a little far away from December, we're already working on that 30th anniversary
We're
celebration.
not as far away as you think. The way this year is going by. I mean, this is June.
I'd agree with you personally. For most folks, just thinking
Yeah,
about
right.
December is
Right.
But we are having a huge celebration in honor of World AIDS Day, and to celebrate the 30th year anniversary. Maui AIDS Foundation is going to be hosting an event at the Bailey House Museum. Dinner, guest speakers, entertainment, some raffle, silent auction prizes. So it's going to be really great. We have details about that coming up on our website. So again, that's the best place to go for finding information about Maui AIDS Foundation is the website. It's constantly updated. It's got all the details, all the contact information. So you can find out as details are coming for this event, how to get involved that way.
Wonderful. That's and I love the building you got pictured on your website.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's so often we get people who come into that building and they say, it doesn't say who's here.
Right.
Because on the front it says the Harry and Jeanette Weinberg Foundation, right? And anyone who knows nonprofits knows there's probably a nonprofit involved. But which one? Well, in our building there's 3. There's
Right.
Maui AIDS Foundation, Women Helping Women, and of course us, Lokahi Pacific. And the building was built to house the 3 of our agencies.
Right.
So it's kind of special to see that up there.
Yeah, I mean, we thought a visual was important.
Yeah.
We want to let folks visually know what to look for so that they're not feeling lost or confused. And I think coming to get tested for an STI or for HIV in itself is already very scary.
Right.
You don't know what's going to happen after that test. So the more at ease you can make people feel, the more comfortable, you can just help that whole process.
Right.
Ultimately, it's better for them. And that's what we strive for in everything that we do.
Good point.
Yeah.
Very good point. Once again, the phone number for Maui AIDS Foundation is
808-242-4900, or you can visit our website, like I've been saying, www.mauiaids.org.
great. Any last thoughts?
Um,
Hello, just for today. Now, this is not final thoughts, but any thoughts for today that you want to leave with folks?
Any thoughts for today that I want to leave with folks?
Yes.
Yes. I actually wanted to send a big shout out, a big thank you to everybody who's been involved these past several months with Maui AIDS Foundation in terms of supporting us. Everybody knows that we've been cut dramatically in terms of funding for prevention and outreach. So financial support lately has been incredibly helpful for keeping our programs going. So we really want to thank everybody who contributed to our Mardi Gras Maui event, all of the community, both here in Hawaii and on the mainland, who support us through our appeal letter that we do twice a year. Everybody, including the volunteers and the staff who get involved in the dine-outs that we've been a part of. It's been all hands on deck. And I think everybody who has hands in Maui AIDS Foundation deserves a round of applause. So I want to say thank you to them.
Kudos, yes.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. It's we don't often hear thank you because our funding's been cut. You know, it's like, but I think that you folks have proven to the community your value and what a tremendous loss it would be if you had to start cutting back on programs. Because as I'm seeing it, the need is getting greater on the other edges of what you do. Not necessarily, you know, the full-on AIDS part of your work, but the folks, you know, working with the youth and helping them figure out who they are, and so on. And some of those programs, you've got the, what is it, the SISTA?
We've got
program.
3 different programs. We have a SISTA program, which is for women coming out of incarceration, I think between the ages of 20 and 33. We also have an HIV support program for folks who are positive to come mingle, meet other positive folks, talk about what's happening in their lives, talking about medication, how that's working for them, side effects, etc. And then the third program we have is Empowered, and that's probably our most popular program. It's a youth-focused program for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender youth and their allies. We always welcome parents to that group, but we've recognized that need here on island is very important, and there are a lot of youth looking for that support. So we've been able to get in there and give them the support that they need.
That's great.
Yeah.
And I hear your spots on radio station here to call you if to find out more about that organization. So
Yep.
Wonderful. Anthony, thank you so much.
Thank you, Susie.
It's been a pleasure. It's always a pleasure having you on board. And I just, what you've been able to accomplish, you've been there, what, 3 years?
3 years, yeah.
How's that for a good guess?
I know.
Huh? I think the first time you were on, it was like just weeks after
It was
you
just
started.
a couple weeks, yeah.
And he's, can we wait a little bit? No, jump in.
Yeah.
And I mean, you've got it down now.
Thanks for having me back.
Ready to go.
Yep.
Thank you, and keep up the great work over at Maui AIDS.
Thank you, Susie.
All righty. Again, that phone number is 242-4900. Give Anthony or the folks over at Maui AIDS a call regarding anything we've talked about, or check their website at mauiaids.org. Thanks again, Anthony. Have a great day.
Thank you, Susie.
Okay. We're going to shift gears now, and we're going to talk to the folks from the Maui Job Corps Center. How you doing? Calais?
Hi.
Hi. Jump in here, and your last name is Fernandez.
Yes, it is.
That's close?
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, okay. It's not even close. It's correct. That's unusual for me. Anyway, so your job over at Maui Job Corps is?
I'm the outreach and admissions counselor.
Okay. Outreach and admissions. That means you go out and get them and bring them in and sign them up and
Yes.
get them going.
I enjoy my job. I have the chance to go out and go to the schools, to different nonprofit organizations, all the programs that work with families, and look for young adults that want to be able to get a chance and an opportunity, such as the ones that we have with Hawaii Job Corps.
Great. Okay. And you brought a couple of folks with you today.
Yes, I
who are in your
have.
program. You want to introduce them to the folks out there?
Yes, we have Lino and Amber. They're part of our culinary training program, one of our 4 programs. So we have the culinary trade program, facility maintenance, retail, and office administration. So 2 of them that are here today are going to be talking about the program as a whole.
Okay. And we've got the names again?
Is Lino and Amber.
Amber.
Yes.
Okay. Who wants to start? Let's find out a little bit about both of you. How's that? You've got your outfit on. You must have been working this morning.
Yes.
Lino?
Yeah.
Just speak up. You're just talking to me. I mean, through that, but you gotta, but speak up. It's a conversation between the four of us, and there's about 20,000 people out there just eavesdropping. No pressure. Okay?
Yep.
So you're in culinary.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you finish high school before you went up there?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, so what was your goal after high school?
My goal was I didn't know goal, like I just wanted to work, help out the family, pay bills, and
Okay.
yeah.
But no idea of how you were going to do that.
No idea.
Okay, and no set plan, no.
No.
Okay, so what about Job Corps that got your attention?
Job.
Somebody tell you about it?
Yeah,
or-
I heard from Job Corps from a couple of friends that went to Job Corps and graduated program, and they started doing like great, having their own place and got work, good jobs,
Okay,
and
worked for them.
Yeah, work for themselves. Yeah.
Cool. So are you from Maui?
No, I'm originally from Oahu. I
Oh,
got
okay.
recruited from Oahu.
Oh, okay. Well, that's always a good thing when you can leave Oahu.
Yeah.
Oh, did I say that on the air? Oh my gosh. Oh, forgive me, folks on Oahu. I know you love your island too. But okay, so how long have you been in the program?
I've been in the program it's my 11th month.
11 months.
Yeah.
Okay. And so because you had finished high school, you went right straight into studying towards the culinary
Yes.
work. And how many more months do you have, or are you about to finish?
Yeah, I'm about to exit next month on the 29th.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what's the plan then?
Join the military.
Really?
Join the army. Yeah.
You'll be a cook in the army?
Yeah, be a cook in the army.
Hey, that sounds exciting.
Yeah.
What kind of gave you that idea? The traveling?
No, 'cause most of my family were in the military, and they told me about great opportunities about joining the military.
Sure.
They're all from different branches, like Navy, Army, and they all they say it's great because you get to travel, and the benefits, and you go to school, you can pay for your college
Right.
after you finish your service and all that.
Yeah, it opens
I
a
found
whole
that
other
great
world.
opportunity. Yeah.
So you chose Army.
Yeah, I chose Army.
Cool. My whole family's Army.
Uh-huh.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Good choice. So what is your favorite thing in the culinary world? Desserts, entrees, appetizers, creative cooking?
I would say creative cookings.
Yeah? Taking a
Yeah.
little of this and a little of that
Yeah,
and
like-
making something.
Yeah, taking initiative, like how to make pastas and Italian pastas.
Ah,
Yeah.
interesting. Are we going to see his name on a box of pasta one of these days?
Maybe.
Aha! that sounds Lino's pasta,
Sounds
or
good.
pasta by Lino. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool, very good. Sounds like an exciting future ahead of you.
Yes, man.
And it's Job Corps that helped you
Yeah, Job Corps helped me
get
a
started
lot.
on this
Yeah,
road.
changed my life. Yeah.
Showed you there were possibilities, kind of. Yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't
Sure.
have to just kind of sit around and wait for
Yeah.
something to happen.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. I wish you all the best.
Yeah. Thank you.
A month from now, he'll be ready to exit. And do you go right straight into the Army, or you have some time in between?
Yeah, I'll taking my test on next week.
Okay.
Yeah, for the ASVAB. So if I pass it, then yeah, I'm probably just gonna go straight in for basic training. And,
Cool.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. Well, congratulations.
Right, thank you.
That's one thing that I think Job Corps is so great at, because I think of how many people, once you're done with high school, what is there? Oh, Gary, don't tell me we got to take another break. I'm just ready to ask a big question. It's going to have to wait. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Aloha from Pacific Source, and thank you for your support over the years. Pacific Source has offered more of what builders and homeowners value most in building materials and cabinet design. We've done this by offering superior customer service and products, as well as by designing kitchens and baths that are intelligent and elegant while staying true to your vision and budget. Visit our showroom in Waikapu in central Maui, where we display a variety of cabinets as well as top-name appliances like Sub-Zero, Wolf, Viking, KitchenAid, and more. We display countertops, tile and wood flooring, and several brands of windows and doors, including Fleetwood multi-slides and La Cantina folding doors. Come in and talk to our designers about making your dreams become a reality. From concept to completion, we really believe our attention to detail and superior service are what sets us apart. Let us show you what we mean. We are a Pacific Source at 515 East Oahe Way in the Consolidated Base Yard in Waikapu, just off Waiko Road. Call us at 986-0380. That's 986-0380, or look us up online at packsource.com.
Welcome back. Here we are. This is Maui Nonprofit Notes, the weekly radio show where we talk story with our nonprofit agency directors and their staff. And the second half of the show today, we're talking with the folks from the Maui Job Corps Center. And we spent a few minutes here at the beginning talking with Lino, who is we're gonna have some pasta. I was gonna say we're gonna have pasta on Lino, but that doesn't sound right. I mean, we don't want it on you. We want it from you, I guess, by you. Whatever. I'm gonna get in more trouble if I keep working on that one. I'm gonna pass across the table here and talk to Amber for a little bit. So, Amber, are you in culinary also?
Yes.
You are, and why?
Well, originally when I was in high school, it wasn't doing so well, so I was gonna go to homeschool. But along to the roads of that, my mom ended up passing away, so instead of going to school, I dropped out and I kind of helped with my family. Because I have a big family, I'm a local girl, so gotta help take care.
Right.
So I got my family settled and I came to Maui and I heard about Job Corps from my friend. And I figured there's nothing to lose, right?
Right.
So I came here and, I love cooking. To me, that reminds me of when you have good food, it's something that warms your body.
Right.
That's what I want to do. I want to open a restaurant. I want to make food for people who didn't really experience that at home, cook meals.
Home cooking.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Now, you said when you got the family kind of settled down, you came to Job Corps. Is Maui not home to you?
Well, my mom's from Maui.
Okay.
So I spend my childhood kind of going back and forth.
Between Maui and...
Yeah.
And where?
And Oahu.
Yeah, same place. Okay. All right. We said enough about Oahu today. Okay. So then you came back, and now you finished high school, though.
No, I didn't.
No, you dropped out.
Yeah, because I was, at the time after that, I dropped out to help take care of my family.
Right.
Yeah. So I came here, and one of my friends told me about Job Corps, and you can also get your GED or your CB diploma, and I'm getting my CB diploma as well.
Cool.
While doing one of my trades, which is culinary. So it's working out pretty good so far.
Yeah? How long have you been doing this now?
About 6 months.
About 6 months?
Yeah.
So how much more will you have in training?
Depends. Well, I think probably by next year, though.
Okay.
Because I'm also planning on getting my driver's license and permit. You can get inside Job Corps as well, all paid for.
That's true. Yeah. That's good. So now, talking about this... Calais, the program can last up to, 3 years?
It's usually 2 years.
2 years.
And then an additional year can also be a part of it for advanced training or for college if they are able to do that.
Yeah.
They have to be doing well for 2 weeks.
Right.
No, good behavior and under the director's approval.
I got you.
Yes.
Okay.
But usually about 2 years.
Okay, so you've got 6 months under your belt. You've got another year and a half that you can be there. You can learn a lot in that time.
Yeah.
If you apply the same you've applied in the last 6 months, right?
I hope so.
There you go. What's your favorite food to make?
Hawaiian.
Hawaiian. Oh boy, look at that.
I grew up on that. Yes. I grew up on
we're
that.
all drooling just thinking about it, aren't we? Huh? We put Lino's pasta and Amber's Hawaiian food. I think we could make a meal.
I don't know if it'd be too good, but
and I've got to tell you folks that they brought in this gorgeous plate of cookies for us. I mean, it's hard to finish the show without digging in, but I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna control myself because I don't want to hear you guys. I mean, I don't want you guys to hear me going crunch crunch. Okay, but those will get eaten quickly after the show. I can assure you of that. Thank you both for doing that. So, okay, so Hawaiian food is your favorite. And you said something about you'd like to have your own restaurant.
yeah.
Yeah, here.
Most likely, because I guess growing up with a very local family, it helped me be grateful for the little things. And a lot of young ones nowadays around our age never really got to experience that. So it'll be nice to kind of bring that up and bring a new change back to the islands where they can experience that aloha spirit and the love and the heart that food can give you.
Right.
Because that's what my mom used to say, that is food what brings everybody together. Everybody got to eat.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's the commonality.
Mm-hmm.
We all have that in common. We need to eat. And good Hawaiian food or good pasta, can't be beat. Can't be beat. So now you're learning how to cook, both of you, right? Do you actually prepare food for the residents of the Job Corps Center?
Yeah.
We make fresh bread every single day.
Okay.
Yep, and we also have, we start off in the beginning in the kitchen with our instructor, and eventually we move on.
Oh, we go on this, people, like, they go on site, like, they go next door, like, with some other staff, they learn, like, how to cut and how to, like, they prep food for lunch and dinner for
Okay.
the residents, for the students and staff.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you've got a real good testing ground there
Yeah.
with all the students, and I everyone that's been in to talk on the show has talked about how good the food is. So that you've got a standard up there. Is that your the head of your culinary school that honchos the food prep, or
The two that are leading the culinary department actually have so much good connections. So not only do they have a chance to learn from their own training and their background, but they also go out and learn from Bev Gannon. They go and work with other chefs, the cookie lady. They also go out and do catering events for nonprofit organizations,
Oh.
so that they can be able
Yeah.
to learn as a whole skill how to not only cook, but they learn it as a business. What is the budgeting for it all? How to also maintain the kitchen, keep it clean. They learn the entire everything about
Right.
a restaurant and catering business as well.
cool the health standards and
Yes.
all the
The
safety things?
The most recent one we did is the Kiki Fest and the Day of the Fathers.
Oh, really?
We
Yeah?
helped with the food over there, and it was
Maui Family
nice.
Support Services.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was nice getting out there and giving back to the community, helping out of it.
Yeah. That's such a great event. Yeah. Cool. So, and I had no idea that you guys actually did that. Go out and serve food like that. That's wonderful. That gives you the great exposure of how to handle yourself and
Yeah.
and display food and set up and serve. What as you do they do an? I don't know why I'm asking you. I can ask them. Do you do an internship as part of your
Well-
classes at some point?
Well, when you first come in, we have something called TARS, and that's kind of like where the instructor would kind of help you build up more stuff, so you can kind of have a prep for when you go out there. After he feels that you're prepared, maybe about 60 to 70%, they send you something called WBL on-site. That's work-based learning on-site. So you go to the kitchen, to the actual kitchen that is on right next to ours, because there's like our classroom, then there's the kitchen part.
Okay.
You go over there, you work there for a certain amount of time. Then when they feel you're ready, they send you out to a real restaurant with whoever they try to match you with the place you're going and how you are.
Mm-hmm.
You go there for a while as well, and you kind of learn how to be more out there in the real world in a real restaurant.
Interesting. So you can learn from the best.
Yes.
That's great. Now you had also mentioned that you learn all about the financing and the
Yeah.
how to pay the bills and the importance of paying taxes,
Yeah.
all these things that go along, especially if you're going to start your own business, right? Now you don't have that problem because you're not going to be starting your own business, at least not until you get out of the Army,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Okay, so but that's good because I didn't realize that was part of it. So it's a very comprehensive program that you've got in the culinary school.
Completely.
The only what I appreciate about it too is that they teach you how to pay taxes and stuff. And when I was going through high school, they never really taught you stuff that you really actually needed out in the real world.
Right.
They teach you stuff, but when you go on the road, they don't teach you how to find a house and to pay the taxes, and you gotta do mortgage. You gotta pre-plan ahead of time what your bills is, and you gotta rethink it. That's the best thing though I love about Job Corps is that they don't just send you out there. Is that they prepare you not only physically but mentally, so you can go out into the real world and support yourself. And on the islands, it's really expensive. Come
Right.
on. I'm not gonna lie, but it's expensive down here.
Right.
So that's why Job Corps helps you too, so you can be sent out there with the knowledge to be able to support yourself, to plan ahead if
Right.
you want to stay on the islands or if you want to move off.
The practicalities of all of this,
Yeah.
and the real life, being able to live given your income and the cost of things. How do you get ahead? Okay, that's great. And you're right about school. I mean, there's so many people that I've talked to, and I think we've had also from Job Corps, some of the folks who say, I didn't know how to write a check when I graduated from high school. Is that a bad thing? How to write a check? I mean, we don't write many checks these days. We use our credit cards, right? But just because you have a card in your hand doesn't mean it's good, or that you should use it.
They teach you that as well about how I know a lot of kids my age who get credit cards and they say, they have money on it, but they don't realize that what you're about to do is get yourself into a giant pile of debt.
Right.
So they teach you not only like the basics, but how to prepare yourself to be smart, what not to do and what to do. Because with credit cards, it's easy to just kind of swipe it and pay. It's
Right.
really simple. So I guess that's the hardest part, though.
That's why they make it so easy, so that you can use it, and then when the bill comes, that's the reality.
Yeah. Like, whoa.
How do you pay it, and what can you do? And that's if it's too big a debt, you end up spending a lot of money on interest, and if you don't pay it, then you're in a lot of trouble, and that can haunt you for a long time. So it's good that Job Corps teaching all those pieces. That's wonderful. So what is the one thing that you would take away from your 6 months that you've been there? What's the one outstanding thing that you've learned that maybe you had no idea about, or?
I would say the students there have a great effect on each other, because it can be hard sometimes, but without my peers that's there as well to help push me through, I don't think I would have made it this far.
Really?
Because we have people from Oahu, from every single island, Molokai, Kauai. We have people from Texas, from Palau, Guam, and you can find it from all over the world. And when we're there, because we're there all the time by each other, we put aside our differences to become a family. So when we're out there and you see people who lead the program, the one thing they miss the most is the kids, the people there, the fellow peers who are there. And it's something I feel you can't really experience anywhere else except for a Job Corps, because they provide you with all different backgrounds and with no animosity and with no anger. It's a big ohana.
Right. It's non-competitive.
Yeah.
You're all in it together. And some of you have come from very difficult backgrounds, and some maybe not so difficult, but they've found difficulty finding themselves in their lives and where they would want to go. Lino, you're sitting there shaking your head. Have we hit the mark? What about you? What's the one thing you can take away from your experiences at Job Corps that stands out for you?
Like what she said, like we all come from different backgrounds, difficulties. Like before, I got over there, like I had no friends. Like I was just doing my own thing, but everybody was I felt like got the low spirit. I felt welcome, got to know everybody, and telling me, oh, this is what you gotta do, like helping me out in trade and like try to succeed in life, getting help from the counselors and all. And yeah,
Life is a lot more fun with a group of people, isn't it?
Yeah.
Great.
Especially when you all have the same goal in mind, and that is to better yourselves and be able to do whatever. I mean, was this even on your scope 2 years ago?
No.
No.
I never, to be honest, I never really heard about it.
Yeah.
And what I noticed was a lot of people who do hear about it, they think, oh, corps, we're very strict and you gotta do this, you gotta do that, we're very tightly run. But the thing is, you get what you give out of this program.
Right.
So you only fail if you don't want to succeed.
Right.
Because this is personally driven. You can't, even for your high school, if you want to get your high school diploma, it's not like typical high school. They fix everything to your needs and to your standards. If you can't sit still, they'll make your class period shorter, and then you can go to trade. You can go back and forth. They will fix it to what you can do.
Right.
And that's what I found really great out of the program, is that when I went to high school, it had 30 kids in one class. and there'll be like 6-7 periods. The teacher is barely is gonna remember your name when they see you. But over here, like, it's like a family, so everybody pushes you to do the best and be the best you can be.
That's wonderful. That's great. So, when I first started talking with folks from Job Corps, the thought kept running through my mind that I've heard other people say, "Oh, that's for kids who are in trouble."
Yeah.
That's what Job Corps. That's like the military school. That's where you send kids who have a problem.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's so much the opposite.
Yeah.
It's
Much more than that.
It's the place of opportunity. And whatever brings you there. I mean, I am so sold on Job Corps because of all the different students that have come in front of me here on the radio show. We probably get your organization on the show 3 times a year, I'm going to guess. And so that's 6 people every year, and we've been on the air for 8 years now. That's a lot of people. And for each one of them, they had a different reason why they didn't know what they wanted to do, or things were not good at home. They needed to get out of there, but where do I go? Got no money. My grades were not good enough to go away to school or to get a scholarship or anything like that. The perfect answer is Job Corps, where you can find yourself. Do you feel like you found yourself?
Yeah.
It helps you become a better person because you want to strive to be the best that you can be with the people around you as well.
Right. That's wonderful. Wow. You, Calais, you brought me the winners. They are fabulous. I wish you both the best. And as you finish your training at Job Corps and as you go on to create the pasta the world can't live without. It just doesn't know it yet. Right?
Right.
There you go. And when you come back and you set up your shop and start selling that Hawaiian food, don't forget Susie. I want to come. I want to know where you are. Okay? I want to come try it. Calais, any last minute thoughts from you? We kind of ignored you here most of the time.
No, it's been a pleasure to be listening to our trainees because they absolutely represent and exemplify everything that our Maui Job Corps does, and I'm so proud of them. I've been here on our Maui campus or center now 2 months, and just like our Waimanalo, you can see them just shine, and because they become more confident in understanding what they can do and what they can still do in the future. And so everything that they've talked about in their culinary program, that's the same with facility maintenance.
Right.
The facility maintenance, they maintain our beautiful campus and each of the trades.
Yeah.
So anytime anybody wants to get more information, definitely please do give us a call. We have tours on Thursdays at 10 a.m. by appointment, and we'd be happy to share with you our campus. Amber often is an ambassador for the tour as well.
Cool.
So please do give us a call, and thank you, Susie, for having us.
Thank you. Thank you. Phone number for more information, 579-8450.
Or 579-6506.
Okay, that's direct to you.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you, Calais. Thank you, Lino. Thank you, Amber. Maui Nonprofit Notes is sponsored by Pacific Source, the Builder's Choice. Give Paul and his staff a call at 986-0380 or stop by their showroom in the Waikapu Bayshard on East Oahe Way. One more comment about the home show coming up this weekend, Friday and Saturday. I know last week on the show we talked in detail about the show, but please stop by and check it out. It's a free show. See if you can't find something there that you can do to your home to spruce it up a little. Oh my goodness. We want to thank everybody for tuning in again today. We'll see you next week, same time, same place, when we'll have 2 more members of our Maui Nonprofit Directors Association. Till then, I'm Susie Tiemann, Executive Director of Lokahi Pacific, and your host. Have a great week, everyone. Aloha.